Okay, so is it my go?
Yeah, sure, why not?
I am going to get passionate about this one. Snowpiercer.
That's my thing.
I know, right? Like we're both going to talk about Snowpiercer.
Oh, bollocks.
Do you want to do the outline and then you can throw in your opinion?
Snowpiercer is good. It's a film that for some reason has still not been released over here. I watched it on the US Netflix. I didn't break the law. Yeah,
breaking the law. We're doing that again. I'm going to
washing the dog. But no, Snowpiercer's a fucking amazing film, man.
I wouldn't say it's amazing. I have my issues with it, but I really, really like it. I like that it's a very brave film.
Yeah, and every single stage of the film, like I don't know what to say how long each part would be, but there's a conscious effort for each part of it to be shot differently.
There's a sense of progression,
yeah,
which is nice.
Every action scene's different. It has batshit insane visuals.
Yeah, very, very.
Like when they go into that frigging track and there's all the guards there with the masks over their eyes.
You missed the biggest part. The biggest visual, the biggest bit of visual insanity for me was the bullets as the train makes its turn.
Yeah. Cracking through the 1 foot thick glass.
Because it's my review, I'm going to do the plot outline and then we'll talk about it in a little bit more detail. So Snowpiercer is the story of it's a dystopian future. Everything's gone wrong. The world has been plunged into a new ice age, and the only place that humanity has been able to live, some say thrive, is a train that is perpetually moving around the world. This train makes it so that the residents are warm. You know, they're safe, there's food, there's resources, and they have ways of, controlling the populace, but at the same time, keeping them alive. This train is constantly going, and there's a hierarchy, and the hierarchy relates to the train cabooses. Are they cabooses?
Yeah.
Right. Train cars, that's a better word. I said caboose, first thing I thought of. Always thinking of ourselves. The train cabooses, as you go along, they equate to levels in a video game. Would probably be the most literal translation that you could probably make in this.
Yeah.
So the arse end of the train is where the poorer residents live. Now, when I say poor, I mean shantytown USA. This is a fucking hellhole to live. You've got bunk beds, so sex is probably a little bit of a public affair. You've got lack of food, so these protein blocks that are just like jelly.
Yeah.
Don't reveal what that is. We're not going to do that because there's people in the UK. It was
people, wasn't it?
No, it's not Soylent Green.
Oh.
There are people in the UK that haven't seen this film. Yeah.
The Soylent Green.
Charlton Heston's rolling in his grave to that one.
Yeah. Is he dead yet?
Yeah, he's dead.
Thank God.
Someone got that rifle out of his hands.
What?
They literally clipped like cold dead hands. The apes didn't get him. So when it comes to the actual, when it comes to train, so these people that are in the downtrodden environment, they've had enough. Fuck it, we're gonna uprise. So it's the story of these people led by none other than Captain America, Chris Evans. You've got Billy Elliot.
Yeah, Billy Elliot's there.
Jamie, what's his name?
Easton.
No, who played Billy Elliot? Fuck. Jamie
Bell, yeah.
Yeah, Jamie Bell. You've got John Hurt is the leader of the Resistance.
Can you link that film in 2 moves to Lars von Trier? Dun, 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 boom, boom, boom,
no, because I'm thinking a little bit. Well, no, we're going to play this game now. We're going to get over the plot. Shush now. Really? Countdown.
Jamie Bell and Alison Pill are both in the film. They both starred in Dear Wendy, which was written by Lars von Trier.
Really? Because I like Dear Wendy.
Dear Wendy's a fucking good film.
It's a weird film. It's not fucking good. It's good. It's a weird film. It's a really hard watch.
And it stars Stephen Stills.
And Mark Wahlberg.
From friggin' Alison Pill and Stephen Stills. You know, the guy it doesn't star Stephen Stills, but it plays Mark What's-His-Face, who played Stephen Stills in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. Yeah, so there's a link to it. Right, yeah, Mark Webber. He's fucking good as well.
So this train, so these people are steadily going with the train. As I said, it's like a video game. So there's different bosses and leaders, and basically the rich are trying to keep the poor away from the front. And shock horror, once they get to the front, there's this massive revelation that something is going on that's a little bit darker than appearances would first perceive. Okay? This whole thing, it's a bit of a weird film because it's, at times there are moments where there's cliched dialogue, there's things that don't make quite the sense that they should in context.
I don't necessarily think it's cliche, more statico, because it's kind of written Korean, translated to English.
There is some cliched as bullshit, but there's also
that's the way it translates. It's like Big Trouble in Little China. It's dialogue's very comic booky, statico. Dialogue. Yeah.
But it's a ride. It's a genuine ride. And that's not even a cliche. Well, that is a cliche thing. It is a ride. It's a bit of an experience. It's based on a French comic.
Yeah.
And the whole thing it has a sense.
I want to read that now.
It has a sense of almost French Revolution. It's a similar sort similar sort of themes.
Yeah, it does a better job of translating the French Revolution than Assassin's Creed Unity does.
Well, yeah, because that doesn't work. But that's besides the point. When it comes to the actual story, I mean, Chris Evans goes heads and tail into this. And again, this is another film that makes a very pretty lead. He's a very attractive man. I'm not gay, but I'd probably stick him one. But it has...
Just a tip.
Yeah, just a tip. Gently.
Are you going to pay for the dinner tonight? You meant to say just a tip.
Just a tip. Archer. Brilliant. But it does a very good job of just going, all right, well, fuck it. This is one of GQ's world's sexiest men or whatever the fuck it is. Yeah. Let's smear him in mud, chuck him a beard and just...
Did you hear what they had to do to try and make him look slimmer? What? Because he had to look like...
because he was bulked up from Captain America, wasn't he?
They cut the sleeves off his jacket and stuff like that and took the lining out of the coat and all this so it would hang tighter to his skin. And things like that. They made his clothes a little bit smaller than they're supposed to be. But fucking... Chris Evans is a guy who years ago I would have happily written off thanks to not another teen movie because that film's a...
You know what? This is really bad.
He's fucking amazing.
He's great in that film. I don't know if you've seen Puncture. It's a film
as you say earlier.
Great film. And also, as much as I fucking hate that film, he is charming as balls in What's Your Number compared to...
He gives zero shits in that.
I know, compared to...
I caught a bit of it on TV and it's just like, he's leaning back on the chair in this one scene and I'm like, he hasn't been directed to do that. He's just doing it because he's like, I got Captain America money.
I'm a detective. Oh yeah? Yeah, whatever. Yeah, fine.
Tell you he's really good in that, in, the film's terrible, but Losers. He's the one saving grace in that film.
Oh, no, it's not called... Oh, yeah, no, it's called...
The Losers, yeah. Where they've got that whole sequence where he breaks into the building and he's like... No, it's like the business building. He gets to the top and he holds his fingers out and he's like taking...
Yeah,
and the guy's sniping him.
Yeah. No, actually, that's actually quite a good film. That's another film.
It's not a great film, but it's watchable.
No, Jason Patric, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, you got Idris Elba...
Jeffrey Dean Morgan's awesome.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan needs to be in more. But anyway, so Snowpiercer, yeah, I really recommend it because, if anything, it's going to be a curio. And the fact it hasn't been released in England makes it slightly harder to find.
And yet we can get on a train, we can go to London, get on a train, go to France and buy it there. And it will play on our players, and it's in English.
It's fucking insane. But it's a great film.
It probably costs us less than buying it when it gets released here as well.
Probably. But it's a very good film. I was surprised as well. I mean, it's got... we said this earlier. We were talking about lines in the film. One of my favourite lines, and this is uttered by Captain America.
Spoilers.
I'm not going to spoil it. I'm not going to tell you the context of lines delivered in. I'm just going to say that it's fantastically done, quivery voiced, the beard, the tears rolling down his eyes, the beads of sweat where he's just suffered. It must be like...
And you find out what he's gone through before he effectively meets God.
Yeah. And he simply utters the line, "Do you know how I know babies taste best?"
Yeah.
And that's fucking stunning. That's American... That's the symbol of America. That's Captain America.
Yeah.
Telling us he knows that babies taste best. That's fucking brilliant. If ever there was an actor to compare to this, it would be someone like Chris Pratt, Moneyball. You take someone who's a comedy actor most of the time, you put him into a film, or even Zero Dark Thirty. He's a bit more cocky in that, but take Moneyball and he's a comedy actor and he's not giving any comedic lines.
Freaking Jonah Hill in Moneyball's really good.
Jonah Hill annoys the shit out of me.
Suddenly became an actor though.
He annoys the shit out of me because he's a racist little fucking homophobic twat, and he thinks that apologising is going to take away what he said. No, even if you say something in anger, if it's directed at homosexuals, it's a fucking horrible thing to say.
Well, everyone always forgets that Mickey Rourke funded the IRA, but whatever.
Yeah, but Mickey Rourke also thought he was a boxer. I'm pretty sure Mickey Rourke's a write-off mentally at this point in time. Right, but anyway, your digs on Snowpiercer.
I think it's probably the best story of friggin' religion and themes and stuff that's been made for years. I can understand. I don't understand why Miramax didn't push it because just on the cast alone, the cast would sell that film.
Yeah,
there's no way it wouldn't make its money back with the cast it's got.
But who'd you advertise it for? Because you can't advertise it to women because it's not attractive. Chris Evans. You can't advertise it to fans.
Oh God, Chris Evans dirty with a beard. Women love that.
God, I'd grease him up.
Yeah. You got friggin' Tilda Swinton, who is still playing possibly one of the best... No, she wasn't.
She was playing a man.
No, she was the leader of the cult. She was Margaret Thatcher.
It was originally written as a man.
Oh, well, whatever, but she's not in this film.
Yeah, I think she is.
She's a woman in this film. No, she's not.
Alright then.
She's clearly not.
Alright, like, yeah,
but Tilda Swinton is quite possibly one of the best actresses around these days. She
was weird in Constantine.
Constantine.
Yeah, she played the angel, didn't she?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but she was in We Need to Talk About Kevin, and that's pretty much an hour and a half of her crying.
That film is painful.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way.
Yeah.
It's like half Nelson. It's entertaining very entertaining, but it's just painful. It's very hard.
But yeah, friggin' where's it going there? John Hurt, Olivia, Octavia Spencer, friggin' in
She's
there.
great now, actually. Octavia Spencer. That was her little boy.
That,
whoever that little boy is, he's a good actor.
Yeah. That you know the woman in the yellow dress.
Yeah.
She was originally wanted Rebel Wilson to play her, but No, Alison Pill was the school teacher, the pregnant one who gets a knife in the throat.
Yeah.
The woman in the yellow dress who takes the kids away, and she's at the end. She's like, "What's his face is?"
Oh yeah,
yeah. She's in a film, a Danish film called Lena. It's a really good film about a teenage girl who basically she's an overweight girl who falls in love with this guy, and she moves in with him. And basically, that guy and her father abuse the shit, and his father abuse the shit out of her. But she stays with him because she thinks it's the only way she's going to get good love. It's a really dark film. But,
sounds delightful.
Yeah, but she's brilliant in that film. But the cast is brilliant, like international cast level. It's got the guy from friggin' First in it, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And from The Host.
Park Chan-wook film, yeah, and Host, yeah. And the girl's in The Host as well. She was a teenage girl back then. Girl, yeah. Yeah. Host is good.
It's directed by the same
why
director.
Is there fireworks outside again?
Is it the same director? I don't know.
Yeah, same director, yeah. But Boon Jong-ho directed The Host.
And
Park Chan-wook produced the film. He directed Old Boy and First.
Yeah.
So it's like the same. Yeah. That film, like, you want a story about a rebellion, and you want a story that's got thematic elements and about debauchery. Like Sodom and Gomorrah is directly before they get to God.
Yeah.
Like there's that nightclub they go through with all the debauchery, and then they all come out and rebel against the guy protecting them.
Here's a question: where did the rich people sleep?
Oh, they had their own carts, didn't they? They had that rich cart they go through. There's not that many rich people on there. There's basically they go through a couple of carts, don't they? Where it's all like little rooms, which is where everyone lives.
Oh yeah, so they do. It's just like a traditional train car, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
Because that train car's like, what is it, 50 carts long or something like that?
Yeah. It's
a really long car, and there's only like the two that the poor people live in.
Yeah.
Because they're cramped in right at the end, and then there's like food processing for them. The prison cells is 3 cells long, like because everyone's just chucked inside a drawer. But yeah, that film's like incredible. It's got a bit of a Dante's Inferno thing to it, where they're going through these like multiple levels of pain and suffering and
the problem is I wouldn't even say that
debauchery, gluttony.
You know Chris Evans?
Yeah.
I'm not going to spoil why I feel this or what he did previously to make it that he needed to atone for, but I don't feel he got redemption.
No.
And do you think maybe that's an ambiguity they left in?
But he kind of does save the end of the film.
No.
Like him and what's his face are responsible for the last 2 surviving. Spoilers.
Yeah, but I mean, there's sacrifice, but it's not on himself. Like, it's almost like
he was considering taking over the train at that point as well, wasn't he?
I mean, about the ending, I'm not going to say what happens again, but I would say that it's almost got the effect of the time up until the ending has a very distinct point at the beginning, which is when he's talking to John Hurt and his past is discussed. That point in his past, I think that where he got to at the end, it wasn't him sacrificing himself. He was literally in purgatory the time in between there. And it's almost like that's why it's like an ethereal plane that he's travelling.
That's what I say the Dante's Inferno thing. He's travelling through hell and eventually trying to claim his way back to heaven.
So I wouldn't even say it was hell. That's the thing. It's not quite extreme.
He's digging his way out of hell.
Yeah, I'd say almost he was meeting the gatekeepers between worlds.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I
great film. Friggin' excellent. Like,
I would give that... You got
to think of an actor. I'm giving it all the numbers.
You're just going to give it all the numbers?
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a Channing Tatum.
Channing Tatum.
It's a pretty film.
Lofty reward.
It's a pretty film, and if you give it a chance, it will surprise you.